Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, to a pair of games. Ooh, I do need to actually quickly change some settings. Oh no! Where is colorblind mode? There it is. A pair of Glames? A pair of games, courtesy of Mac, showcasing some of the wonders of one of the most important stats for a machine that are not shown in the garage, gun depression. With gun depression, you can work wonders, and without it, you can find yourself getting incredibly frustrated. So, to kick proceedings off, we have the Comet Tier 7 British medium tank. Now, the Comet has, if memory serves, the joint best gun depression above Tier 5 that you get in the game. It shares that accolade with some of the Sherman tanks. I'm thinking in particular of the Tier 6 Shermans, the Jumbo and the Easy 8. So, just before things really got started, Mac's already picked up a kill on that poor unsuspecting little Bert there, and AT2. And here you go. Gun depression, so that Mac can aim in on the AT2's weak spot, and the AT2 actually manages to penetrate Mac, which I was not expecting. Then again, judging how quickly he's firing or not, maybe he's using the howitzer, but considering that shot just bounced, he's not using the howitzer, he's using the 6-pounder, so I'm surprised that first shot actually penetrated, but I think he was aiming for Mac's commander's hatch, and yeah, there you can see the penetration that the guy got was straight into the top of the commander's hatch. So fair enough, I guess. Anyway, kill number 2. And there you could see Mac using his gun depression so that he only showed a little bit of his turret. Alas, that ridgeline didn't allow him to use all of his 12 degrees of gun depression, but he was able to use some of it. Mac is of course top tier in this game here on Sacred Valley. So he's found out an IS Tier 7 Soviet heavy tank, a good machine, and certainly has a gun that hits hard, and that was artillery. Oh, praise the mighty artillery. Yeah, so that took a couple of hundred health off and knocked out Mac's commander, who Mac resuscitates because, you know, there's a defib unit just lying around and excellent medical supplies. God of tanks is silly sometimes. So there's the IS over there, there's a TOG over to the left-hand side, but Mac's chasing down this IS. Now this map isn't, I mean, there are places where you can use your gun depression. It's not the most gun depression friendly map in the game, but you saw him use his saw Mac use his gun depression against the 82, for example. Goodbye, Mr. IS, for kill number 3. And the scoreline is 6-1. This game is looking like a little bit of a face stomp. It really is. So, T-34 off in the distance, Tier 5 Soviet medium tank is no longer an issue, as Mac picks up kill number 4. So this is an encounter game, of course, so the cap circle is over here, and there's a Tiger P away in the distance. Now, I must confess, in my opinion, these shots are a bit of a mistake, because that hurt. Suddenly Mac has 237 health left, and Mac stopped in front of the Tiger P before the Dicker Max had shown himself. And realistically, the Tiger P is going to be able to penetrate Mac, but in order for Mac to penetrate the Tiger P, he needs to either aim for the commander's hatch or those little shoulder plates on the hull. Now the Comet's gun is relatively accurate, but from this range, that's going to be quite a tall ask. Or the other option is that Mac just switches to APCR, but even then, that will probably bounce on the hull and may bounce on the turret as well. So that's not a great option. Basically, that wasn't a particularly favourable engagement. Anyway, there's just the Tiger P, we know where he is. Dicker Max, we know where he is. T-34-1, well, we now know where he is. And an E-25 remaining. And remember that gun depression. T-34-1 has 5 degrees, Comet has 12. They're both Tier 7 medium tanks. Oh, Mac tracks him with that shot, bounces the shot on his turret, sets him on fire. T-34-1 has frontal fuel tanks, and he burns to death. And while the T-34-1 was busy typing in chat, what? He wasn't busy activating his fire extinguisher. If he didn't have a fire extinguisher to activate, he's a numpty. Because that tank needs a fire extinguisher, like a drug addict needs their fix. Ugh, 2 missed shots there against the E25. The shell velocity on this 77mm gun isn't the best. It's alright, but it's not fantastic. So, see if we can chase down this E25. Whee! There he is. Slim shots, alas. No, he really is making a run for it, isn't he? Right, he's coming around this side. He's got the entire friendly team chasing him down, and Mac waiting for him in ambush here. 1 shot in, takes a hit for his trouble. 2nd shot in, E25 keeps running. Mac is now a 1 shot, but the E25 of course doesn't have a fully rotatable turret. Mac does. Despite the E25's superior speed, Mac can just beat the snot out of him. And there we go. 6 kills, shed load of damage, some of it facilitated by the fact that Mac has gun depression, although there was no situation where he needed to use all of that 12 degrees of gun depression. And if memory serves, that was actually an ace tanker badge for Mac, so very well done to him. Take a look at the post-battle results, and then we'll jump into game number 2. Here's game number 2. This time Mac is driving the T29. The gun depression on this tank isn't quite as good as it is on the Comet, but it's still pretty damn good at 10 degrees. This is of course the American tier 7, again we're at tier 7, heavy tank. I've got a full review of this thing, it's an utter monster. So if you're looking for a very, very powerful, very fun heavy tank in the mid tiers, T29 could be the tank for you. It's an excellent machine. So here we are in Ruinberg. You may have seen a replay not that long ago. A couple of replays from me where I do something along these lines. But here we are on Ruinberg. It's an encounter game. There is no artillery. All of these mean that the T29 can sit on this ridge line pretty much with impunity. Hello KV-85, you are completely outclassed. The T29 has enough gun depression to poke its turret up over this ridge line. And the only thing that can really dislodge it is a serious flanking maneuver, or shot into the Tiger there, or some very high caliber HE rounds. Generally speaking from artillery, although, I mean, this is a tier 8 game. The Jagdpanther 2 could load HE and be a problem. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. No one ever seems to bother. I mean, if you've got 120mm HE or higher, then you can give a T29 some problems, but generally speaking, if you're fighting a T29 hull down, you're doing it wrong anyway. ELC AMX is suddenly missing the vast majority of his health, and is suddenly missing the rest of it. Are those two guys platooned? No, they're not. They're just 2 random ELCs in the same game. Well, they're both dead now. IS-2 away in the distance, and that KV-85. Now, I would be switching targets to the KV-85 here, because a kill is a kill. It's 1 fewer guns in the game. The shot on this guy is not the best, and actually it ends up going wide, so, yeah, never mind. SU-152, one thing you might notice here, and I mentioned this in my review, is that the accuracy on the... The accuracy on the 105mm gun on the T29 is not very good. That shot actually went exactly where Mac aimed it. Alas, Mac's targeting reticule dipped slightly, and thus he was aiming at a rock. That shot did not hit, was not a moneymaker, alas. So, there's the SU-152 scuttling for cover. There's the T28 prototype over there, and we know, we last saw an IS-2 over by the road on the 0 line. But Mac has decided that that position has run out of usefulness, and side of the turret of a T28 prototype, yeah, we'll have that, thank you very much. Now that's really the gun depression bit of this video done, if I'm going to be honest, but hopefully it showed you the sort of thing that you can do with a bit of gun depression. Now the T29 has badass turret armor. Absolutely phenomenal. The frontal turret is very thick, and back that up with a massive great gun mantler, and you've got a very nasty machine indeed. T28 prototype puts a shot into Mac's tracks, turns his turret, and Mac executes him. He'd have trouble penetrating the front of a T28 prototype, but the side of the turret, that'll do nicely. So, scoreline is 8-5. It looks like the Allied team are in relatively good command of this game. But of course, Mac is now having to reposition along with a chunk of his team. So, the number of tanks on the enemy team that are actually fighting is smaller than the number of tanks on the enemy team who are actually fighting. The enemy team is far more concentrated than is Mac's team. Oh, that was very unlikely to hit, but it's not as if the T29 suffers through a lack of ammunition. And you can see Mac likes the T29. I mean, he's got it camoed up to the 9s and got insignia on it and all that jazz. So, AT-15, Jagdpanther 2, Tiger 2. All of these are threatening targets. Ah, if only Mac had taken that shot slightly earlier, he might have been able to nail the AT-15 in the side. As it is, Mac is going to use this lump of terrain to go hull down. I would switch targets to the Centurion here, as indeed Mac does. Now, there is a commander's hatch on the top of the T-29's turret, and if you're not using all of your gun depression, people can hit that. So using a gun depression is preferable, but failing that, you can use positions like this to just expose your hull. There's a weak spot on the AT-15. That slot where the gun is, there's nothing behind it, it's just a slot for the gun to poke out. So you can put shots straight through that time and time again without much difficulty, which you can see that Mac is aware of. There's also the other weak spot on the top of the tank. Goodbye, Mr. AT-15. Where a loader lives, if memory serves. So, WZ, Centurion, Jagdpanther 2, IS-2. WZ, over here. I mean, all of these opponents, apart from the IS-2, are a tier higher than Mac. But it's the T29. Most of the time, it really doesn't care. The scoreline is exactly even. The enemy team has the tank tier advantage. Mac's team has 1 tier 8 and 3 tier 7s. The enemy team has 1 tier 7 and 3 tier 8s. But, well, they managed to take out the Centurion, so that swings it a bit in their favour, but they lose an IS for the privilege, and Mr. WZ is looking the wrong way. And the backside of Mr. WZ is made of fuel tanks. Watch it burn. Again, Chinese tank driver who appears to have left the fire extinguisher at home. Maybe he'd already used it, but he had quite a lot of his health left, so it seems more likely that he was either incredibly slow to use it, or just didn't use it, didn't bring one. If he didn't bring one, I would strongly recommend that he changes his take on things so that he does bring one, because Chinese tanks without fire extinguishers are very, very, very sad machines indeed. So, IS-2 is the only one left. Mac and this Super Pershing, we have a Chinese versus American standoff. It's like the Korean War all over again. And if these guys work together, although, of course, random teammates bear that in mind, but if they work together, they should... Oh, sneaky little IS-2. They should be able to pin this guy in, hit him from both sides. I mean, both Super Pershing and Mac have a good chunk of health left, and they should be able to slam this guy in, but don't take this guy lightly. He's already racked up 5 kills, and he's got most of his health remaining. So it's worth assuming that this guy is no slouch when it comes to driving the IS-2. So, Mac is going down this road, as I said. Super Pershing above him, Mac behind him. Hopefully the pair of them can work the IS-2 down. Now, the IS-2 is going to struggle frontally against the Super Pershing, potentially. His options are to either aim for the weak spots, and I'm thinking primarily of the sort of tube things on the top of the Super Pershing. Or he loads his heat ammunition. The problem, i.e. his premium round. The problem is that his premium round is heat ammunition, and the front of the Super Pershing is spaced armor central. So heat isn't really a very good option. Nonetheless, now compared to Mac, the IS-2 has the alpha damage advantage. Mac has the accuracy, penetration, rate of fire, advantages. Can Mac put a shot? No, IS2. Oh, no, he's backing off, Get a shot in. Ah, no. Missed. So, Mac's just moving his way up here. Oh, big old hit there into the Super Pershing. Super Pershing can only take 2 more hits, and then he is no longer for this world. Mac has full health. Not because people haven't shot him, but because T29 things. IS2. Mac plants a shot right into the rear of him. It looks like the guy had taken a hit from the Super Pershing as well, although he had put another shot into the aforementioned Super Pershing, which is slightly suboptimal. Mac lines up another shot, manages to track the IS2 in the process. IS2 has 342 health remaining. Mac picks up the kill after the Super Pershing shot him, and together they make that guy go away. Damn fine game there, damn fine game. A little bit lucky setting the WZ on fire, but then I can't really complain because in a replay that I put up not that long ago, I set a T34-1 on fire twice. So, yeah. Very nicely played game, showing the strengths of the T29. I don't think it's any coincidence that I've shown a number of T29 games so far. You guys seem to send quite a few of them in. And that a couple of them have been on Ruinberg. Ruinberg's actually not a bad map for this tank. Hope you guys enjoyed both of those games, this and the Comet. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. Possibly even send in a replay of your own if you want it shown. Either way, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.